Hey everybody, today is a little bit of a tech review on the new Apple AirPods Pro that I just bought about a week ago, and we're going to do a little comparison with these, the regular AirPods that I own, and my Bose QC20 noise cancelling earbuds. Now, these are my go-tos for traveling when I'm flying. I do fly a lot. The AirPods, they're always with me because I'm using them when I'm in the airport. I'm using them to work and edit, but on a plane, they really don't work that well because they're not loud enough. And the new ones, the AirPods Pro, have noise cancellation, so I really wanted to try that out. So without further ado, let's get to it. Welcome to my little hotel studio. I'm in downtown LA this week here for a couple car launches. So I just wanted to really compare these earpods for you since I've been flying with them. So I'm not gonna get too deep into the specs for these. If you want more of those specs, just go to the Apple website. But in a nutshell, when the case is fully charged, you can get about 24 hours of use out of these. With noise canceling on, get 4 to 5 hours of battery life. And of course, when they get low, you just put them back into the little case. Speaking of cases, compared to the original EarPods, this case is shorter, but it's a little bit wider. This one does have a little silicone protective case on this. I highly recommend, if you have a pair of AirPods themselves or the AirPods Pro, buy one of these cases. I think it was like 10 bucks on Amazon. You can choose whatever color. It just makes it so much easier to find. You can hang it from your backpack or inside your backpack or to a zipper or something. So they're just harder to lose that way. So how do these compare to my go-tos? Well, these are my go-tos. They are the Bose QC20s. These have traveled hundreds of thousands of miles with me on airplanes, and they have silicone tips with these little winglets. They fit in very easily and nicely, and this has a little lithium battery that is rechargeable with a micro USB, and there's a little switch here to turn on. Now, the thing I like about these is that if the battery dies, you forget to charge it, for instance, then they still work as regular earbuds. Not the case with any of the wireless products. Also, it's small. It comes in this little package, just like that. Very, very small. Price though, not cheap. These are about $329, but if you travel, this is kind of what I'm pointing at for this video, is that for traveling, you really want a good pair of noise canceling headphones or earbuds, and these are excellent. No doubt about it. The regular earpods for flying, I said, they're pretty well useless to me. I've seen some people on planes with them on. I don't know how you could listen to anything with them. Yeah, you could hear stuff, but barely. I would say you're probably getting 20% out of what you're actually listening to, because you're getting so much other noise that's going in, plus they're not that loud, and they don't seal very well because they don't have that silicone seal. New earpods, yes, they have the silicone seal. It comes with 3 different sizes, and yeah, first of all, when you open up the packaging for these AirPods Pro, just like all Apple packaging, it's beautiful. It's perfectly, the tolerances are so tight on them, it's hard to even get the box open. But when you do get them open, you just flip them open. They automatically come up on your phone. Make sure that you have the most current iOS on your phone to take advantage of all the features that the AirPods have. But once that's done, you're paired up. It's that simple. And then if you want to change anything, you just go into your Bluetooth settings and you can change things. For instance, these now have force touch on each one. So there's a flat side to the stem, and you just press them. So 1 press would be to pause, 2 press would be to move to the next track. By pressing and holding for a second, the force touch area will hear a beep and it'll switch from either transparency or noise canceling. Transparency lets you still listen to what you're listening to, but it lets other sound in it. It almost amplifies the other sounds, making you more aware of what's going on. So if you're on a plane, when they're doing the safety announcements, if you just put it into transparency, you can hear much, much better. Of course, when you go into noise canceling really cuts out a lot of stuff, which is great. You really feel like you are brought into another world. If you are in a busy bus terminal, let's say, or a train station, and there's just so much going on, and I tried these out. I can't believe how much noise pollution there is in the world. And you put these, and it's just like it cuts out so much that you're like, wow, I feel less stressed. So anyways, on the plane, these do work very, very well. How do they work compared to the QC20s? I think they might actually they definitely sound different. I think the Bose have more of a trebly sound. These have more mids, I find, but the Bose are louder. So it doesn't matter what device I'm using, whether I'm using the iPad, the phone or the laptop, doesn't matter. If I switch them, use the AirPods, and then I switch to the Bose, the QC20s, the same level, these are still louder. But that said, I edited for 3 hours on a laptop with these, and I had zero issue listening to what I was editing, and I wasn't at full max volume, and I was on a plane, and yeah, I could hear every single thing. Now, the beauty of being wireless on the plane, though, is huge. It is massive. Why? Because this is me, usually. Okay, I'm gonna plug myself into the in-flight entertainment system. Sometimes, depending on what plane, it could be on the armrest, or it could be even right across, right onto the screen. Now, I always like an aisle seat. So if someone has to get up in the middle or the window and they need to go to the washroom, okay, no problem. I need to unplug, get up, let them out, come back in, wait for them and plug back in. Sometimes that doesn't happen because I forget that I'm actually plugged in. And I just get up and then boom, they get yanked out of my ears. That is totally eliminated when you have wireless. Another advantage of being wireless is I don't need these guys. Adapters. You see, everything uses different adapters. So for the iPad Pro, I need a USB-C adapter to plug my headphones into, like that. Okay? For my iPhone, I need a lightning adapter to plug in. And when those are plugged in, there's only one port on these devices, so I can't charge them. Even though I have a free USB on the plane, I can't charge them. With wireless, I can actually still plug these in and keep them powered up if I wanted to. Now here is something that I'll just touch on quickly. There's a little bit of a keychain on here. This little dongle, and this is from 12 South, and it's called the AirFly Pro. It's super, super simple, and I'm gonna carry this everywhere I go when I'm traveling now, because all you do is you plug this in to the headphone jack on the airplane, or it could be a train or wherever you are. You plug that into the headphone jack, and it makes it so you can use your wireless, your Bluetooth device. And now you're fully wireless with the in-flight entertainment system on the plane. You could actually get up and even go to the washroom, and it'll still be playing if you want. So yeah, and I'll do another video on this. It is really cool, and there's a lot of advantages to this because it doesn't just transmit, it also receives as well. So yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. Here's a little tip that I learned online as well, is taking these out. The old ones were very easy to take out. You just grabbed them and just pulled them out, just like that, okay? These are different sized now because they're so small, and they're hard to grab because they're all round. So what you do is you just go toward the middle and you just pull up toward that side, and they just kind of roll out. And same here, I'm just going to roll them out. And you can see they're very, very small. And the advantage to these is once you put them in, they don't hang down very much, and they're light. So they fit in your ear because of these silicone pads now. They fit in the ear much better. There's no way this thing is coming out at all. These are also water and sweat resistant. I tested that a couple times at the gym. Went through a good sweaty workout, and yeah, they're still working. Zero issue with that at all. And yeah, you barely even know that they're in. Now, on the other side of the coin though, being small, unfortunately, they're easy to lose. So if you happen to drop these or fall asleep, let's say on a plane, and they fall in between the seat, they could be hard to find because of the size. So there is a little bit of a drawback. Any other drawbacks? I had a couple times where they would not respond in a way to swap over to the different sound modes. Even though the phone was saying that they were in either transparency mode or noise canceling, they weren't switching over on the actual AirPods Pro themselves. So to solve it, I just put them back into the case, and I just opened back up and put them back in, and all was good. So it happens a couple times. Maybe that's a little bit of a glitch they had. Yeah, it's definitely no deal breaker. Another drawback though, it's the price. These things are not cheap, but you know what? What good things in life are cheap? And actually, they're the same price as the QC20s. So you just get a lot less for the same amount of money in a way, but you don't get all those wires. So $329, which is about $70 more than the regular AirPods with the wireless charging case. This does have wireless charging, by the way. And in the US, it's $249, which is $50 more than the AirPods with the wireless charging case. One thing, if you're using noise canceling headphones though, just be aware, whether you're using even the wireless ones or the Bose QC20s with the wire, or the wireless Bose even, because when you are using noise canceling, you are in your own little world. And I've seen people, you know, they're stepping into traffic when a car's coming. They're just not being aware of their situation and their surroundings. I was at the airport, I'm pulling my bags. My bag was so full, my camera bag, and I had things coming out of it practically. And I had these on, and with noise canceling on, and I was thinking, you know, it's like someone could come up behind me and pick something out of my bag, or I could drop something on my bag and I wouldn't even know because I can't hear anything fall out of my bag. That can be a concern. So just make sure that when you use noise canceling that you're in a proper place, that you can still be aware. So the question is, are these AirPods Pro worth the money, and should you buy them over regular AirPods and QC20s? Answer, yes. I really like my AirPods, but the noise canceling and the smaller fit just really trumps these hands down. And I've always liked the QC20s. I still will like them, but being wireless, it just gives you so much more freedom in charging capabilities and just in mobility itself. So yeah, these really are going to be my go-tos now. The only downside though is now I've got two other headsets that will probably be never used. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.